listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text the show on 8 12 15. Why don't you do that? Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Cheaper. Let's face it. Okay, welcome.
Morning.
Morning.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I still say that. I don't care. I know it's a cliche, but you know.
You say it till March, don't you? That's your thing.
I say it. Today, of course, is the day where if you have to take your Christmas decorations down, or really bad stuff happens.
Oh, is
to
that
you.
right?
Yeah. This is like sort of cursed deadline. 1 year, I didn't know. I found behind a picture on one of the shelves in my in our living room a sort of sparkly reindeer.
Oh no!
That I'd accidentally left up post.
I don't want to know post what.
6th January.
Oh, okay. So there have been some hijinks.
Yeah, I think that was the year I split my tooth on a. Do you remember I had a pitted olive that wasn't pitted, an unpitted olive? Yeah.
What a year!
I mean, what do they have on the jar? Pitted olives in brackets, some unpitted.
Yeah.
So you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Element of a Russian roulette.
But if you hadn't left that Christmas decoration behind the frame, it probably wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
No way.
What a world.
So I had to.
Bit of a public health
I hate
warning.
it,
You've
Christmas.
started the show
I had
with.
to get a priest round to destroy it.
We've all done it, dear.
Yeah. I'm surprised you used that method.
We have all done it. My neighbour had her house exorcised. Extraordinary.
Really?
Did she?
Recently?
No, this was some time ago.
Just after you moved in?
What's around that time?
Oh.
Poltergeists and things, you know.
Oh, all that stuff, yeah.
I don't like a tree in the street, though, Frank, at this time of year.
No.
Oh.
See, we have near us, there's a Christmas tree graveyard that you carry the Christmas trees to. And, you know, people from the council come and take them away.
Oh, do they?
En masse.
Well, they have like a collection point.
I look forward to that.
That's a good idea.
We carry, you know, because we carry the tree, the dead tree, we carry it through the streets like some fabulous saint's feast in the Mediterranean country. And there's other people carrying theirs. And I notice people tend to carry them pointy bit first, as if if you were flying over our area in a helicopter, it'd look like the opening titles to Dad's Army.
Right.
There's all these arrows all moving in the same direction. I don't think we sort of do our sticking our tongue out to the Nazis thing. No, we don't do that. We don't have that kind of synchronisation. But it's always a big moment.
Yeah.
I was scanning the newspapers this morning. We usually, just to give you a little insight to what our life is like behind the scenes.
Don't tell them.
On this radio
Keep
show.
a bit of mystery.
We arrive here about, 7, and we look at the papers and say, here's a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about talking about this? And we never do.
That's shortly after the security guard says to me, I ain't never seen you before.
No.
Which is a high point.
You know, he's just got his sight back. Did you know that? Did you not notice
what they can do now, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you not notice he was a bit moving about a bit more, with a bit more confidence?
I'm pleased for him, but, you know, welcome to 2018.
He hadn't seen any of it. When I saw him last week, I was still a bit blurry.
Right.
But there was still a sense of elation about him. I think now already it's become a commonplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we read the papers.
Yeah,
Frank suggests we discuss stories that are not appropriate for a breakfast show radio.
And we say no.
And then we talk him out of it.
I saw a thing.
We say no, we can't do that.
Don't do it.
There's a big advert in what would it be, in the Mirror or something?
Yeah.
Saying Sunday people for only £1.
Yeah.
And I thought, how much is it, the Sunday people? It's more than £1 for the Sunday people.
Is it still going?
The people are paying more than £1 for it. You can read it. I mean, no disrespect to it as a fabulous, piece of entertainment. But you can read it in a minute and a half, and people are paying more. It's a bargain for it to be £1.
I'm shocked it's still going. I'm going to check. You know when you check into a posh hotel and they say, "Would you like any newspapers tomorrow?" I'm going to say Sunday People.
No, you won't.
On a Thursday.
If you do that, I'm going to say Daily Express. I've always said the only time I don't even see it in paper shops. I only ever see the Daily Express on the seat of an aeroplane as I'm getting off. It's the only time I ever see it. It's a weird marketing strategy, and often it's already it's like folding on like the second or third page. People have got that far. I thought, what is this?
Yeah.
I might as well.
And what's on that page?
I might
Princess
as well
Diana.
Get £1 out and buy a Sunday People.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
That was, that was I Predict a Riot by the Kaiser Chiefs. I think as for New Year's, they should have done a version called I Predict a Diet.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good thing. If you had a friend, say, tell you they got dumped in a real heartbreaking phone call, and you go, oh, really? I predict a diet. Try it. Try it at home. What about if we had a feature on this programme where Russell Grant came in?
One of my faves.
Right. And we played, and we just went, I predict, and then he said some of the things he predicted.
Yeah.
And I just kept cranking up the volume, and we let the song play. You know, they used to do it with Hi-O Silver Lining.
Yes.
And then they turn it down, and and the crowd go, oh, yes. You could get Russell Grant in.
Would he soon run out of words that rhyme with riot?
Oh, they don't have to rhyme. We'll let him go free form.
Oh, okay,
he could do diet.
I think he works mainly in blank verse.
Fiat.
Some
I predict a Fiat. I don't think
a Hyatt, if you were going to stay at a Hyatt.
And then he'd go,
yeah.
I predict, and we turn it down. He'd go, I think there'll be a fire at the royal wedding. And then we go on to the next thing and just see how many things he can come up with. As long as he didn't go too bleak.
No, we've got that in his locker.
Yeah, we don't want him, predicting any massive disasters. Hey, come on! When the music comes back up, no, we're saying, Russ, don't do that. Don't do the disaster stuff. Look, that just comes to me, and then I do it.
I know. And then there'll be a huge argument, and he'll flounce out in a sateen shirt.
Yeah, and then finally hasn't got his dibber to get the door open. And there'll be me doing the next thing as if everything's okay. Meanwhile, Russell Grant at the door, rattling the door like this. Well, somebody Let's not do it.
Don't book him. Cancel him.
Besides, next week could be too late. The New Year's moved on.
It's fraught with issues.
Too late. But he should do that. If you're listening, Russell, get your own radio show.
Yeah.
And do that. So, I'll tell you what was on the cover of one of the papers this morning. It's the Times. I'll be straight with you.
Oh, I Like the People.
And don't get it on a Saturday. You barely get it.
I know people.
I don't get it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Not at those prices. But I don't know what it is. What is it actually? It's over £1, obviously.
Start texting. How much is the Sunday People is our texting?
If it's normally under £1, but this week it's over £1, just because sometimes you just want to go mad.
There's more news in the People.
RRP, 85p.
Anyway, on the cover of the Times, the London Times, was a picture of what's she called, Kristen or Kirsten? I've never worked it out. Scott Thomas.
Oh yeah, Kristen.
Oh, yeah. Kristen
Scott Thomas.
Is it? It's one of those.
Oh, I don't know now, Frank.
Kirsten
Scott Thomas. Scott Thomas. I'm going to go
Kristen.
With. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go with that.
Okay, that woman from films,
4 Weddings, and
etc.
Very beautiful.
And but that's they are, aren't they?
Who?
Actors.
Oh,
yeah.
I think Emily for a moment thought you meant women.
Some women
I don't know
are.
what you meant.
Come on, be fair. Some of them are.
Some of them are.
Some of them are.
I'm very pro some of the women.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, she's playing Clementine Churchill in the new film about Churchill.
Right. Yeah.
Clementine.
Is this the Gary Oldman one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
very small orange breasts, like Clementine Churchill had. That's why they named Clementines after her.
Okay.
I've got the name right. They do call them Clementines.
Well, the producer's
don't they?
laughing.
They do
so
call
that's a
them
good
Clementines,
sign.
No, but yeah, Clementine. They call them. They used to be tangerines when I was a
Tangerines,
kid.
yeah.
Now they're satsumas
Yeah.
and sometimes easy peelers, which I think Clementine Churchill was also called in her youth. That's when she was in the Victorian Police Force.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's on a picture of her, and I was saying to Daisy, our producer, who's university educated. I was saying to her that
Never mentioned that.
yeah, she drops it now and again. Just drops it in, especially like if she's bringing in tea or something.
Yeah.
She'll start talking about her degree. Like I'm supposed
yeah.
to feel bad about it. I don't deal the cards. Anyway, they love the things that the papers love more than anything is a picture of someone pretending to be a real person.
Oh, yeah.
They love.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they could have put a picture of Clementine Churchill on the cover. That would have been more
Well, it
accurate.
depends.
Yeah, well, not obviously.
What you've been saying this morning.
Not with the Satsumas on show. But what's the fascination with that?
Oh, I see. What, in character, you mean? They like
why
it?
is that?
Yeah.
Because Gary Oldman is playing
He's
Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
And what's the fact about Gary Oldman that people think they don't know but everybody knows?
Alan, are you aware of the
He's
facts?
colourblind.
No, you know what it is.
His sister was in EastEnders as
Yeah.
It was Big Mo.
Big Mo.
Big
yeah.
Mo, was it?
Surely Big Mo was the obvious casting for Churchill.
Yeah.
Could have saved the hours saved in the makeup.
4 hours at a time to put the
You
costume on.
just walk in, give her a cigar, she's off.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So I think we got through all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I did a thing. I was saying to my partner, can you believe it? They got snow, really deep snow in America. I mean, look at the pictures of it's big drifting snow. I said, but I've been listening to the Test cricket. 41 degrees in Australia. As if that has just occurred to me. Can you believe it? At one and the same time, there are places in the world that are cold and places in the world that are hot. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
Also, I like the sighting of Australia as well, which is the most Route 1 place, but hot there, isn't it?
Well, over the dark winter months, when I wake up in the morning, my index finger goes over my head. The radio is just above my head.
Oh, is it?
So I put it on, and then suddenly Test cricket in the dark, in the cold dark. And it's all pretty. It's a real roaster, mate, and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, all right.
Is it on a shelf or dangling from a wire?
It's on.
I mean, when you say above your head, it sounds somewhat perilous.
I'll tell you what, I've got one of those lamps that they had in the Italian Job. Do you know those lamps? They're a big lump of marble at one end.
But they're out of shape.
And then they have a curvature of rainbow-esque curvature, and then a lamp dangling at the other end. Do you know what I'm talking about, Willie?
Yes, I do know exactly what you mean.
I've got one
seen
of those.
the self-same lamp.
It's on the marble plinth, the little radio.
I get it.
It's a free radio, which I got when we won one of our many awards. It was a freebie.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, now I've got radios all over the house. But no, I like that. I'll tell you what, whenever you do television, certainly, either channel, they don't like you wearing brands on your clothing.
Right.
You must have all seen people interviewed on the telly and they've got like a gaffer tape over their baseball caps and stuff like that.
Yes.
Why is it that North Face is on the news every day?
Yes, you're right.
When is that going to be stamped out? There's something... We'll find out that Reginald Bosanquet or somebody, one of the news people, has got some sort of
Is he a real
shares.
person?
Is it because
He's been dead 20 years.
crew members wear them, so it's a sort of honour amongst thieves.
We'll find out that there's somebody involved in the news.
Yeah.
Trevor McDonald or something got loads of shares in North Face.
Maybe.
I'm just saying you heard it here first. What am I talking? I'm not talking about anything really.
Well, I don't know how your Christmas was. We haven't really discussed
Well, we'll
it.
talk about it. But as you may know,
Good team leader?
the universally educated producer,
It's good that.
not
you
universally educated, university. What was your degree? Oh, BTEC Leisure. Okay. She puts a little Fairs on my desk when it's time to shut up, and the Fairs is at my fingertips, so it is time to have we ever put out a picture of the Fairs?
No.
If
People know
only,
what one is, though, surely.
Yeah, what we really needed to have happened is if Tommy Cooper had gone, I don't know, on some sort of Amazonian jungle trip and been captured by a tribe who'd shrunk his head.
Oh, yeah.
And we could have
Perfect
got
for
hold of that shrunken head. I suppose it'd be in Ripley's, believe it or not. But if we got it, it would look great with this fez on it.
We could
but
put it
it's
on
not gonna happen.
something, a potato or something.
Should we put a
Just
picture
to
of
show
it,
scale.
perhaps next to a 50p to show scale?
I did
And a
that
copy
once
of
in
today's newspaper.
Yeah.
a woman asked me to do that in a hotel room once.
Oh,
That's true,
God.
she did. I said, not that close to the Queen's face.
Skinner, Dean, and Cochrane. Together, The Frank Skinner Show.
Absolute Radio.
Your Christmas? Oh,
Yes.
Have we discussed the fez enough, or are we moving on?
Oh,
Do we put the
forget
fez up
forget
on the
the fez.
socials?
Forget
It
the
is. I
fez.
don't know why.
It's
It's a small fez. You can picture that.
Yeah. But can
It's
you
all a
picture
matter
it
of
next to Frank
it's all a
Skinner?
matter-
or
No, there are
50
many
pence
different types
for
of
scale?
fez, of course. It's one of those with the
True.
black fringe.
No.
Which is something I heard sell on Naked Attraction the other night.
Oh, my. What?
The end of civilization.
I was telling Al all about that.
So, I tell you, I had a nice Christmas.
Lovely.
You know that thing that people have?
Yeah.
People talk about it. Did you have a nice Christmas?
Nice Christmas?
Yes.
Lovely.
They don't say, did you? They say, nice Christmas.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
or people used to say, how's your Christmas? You know, quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Used to say that. But mine was, it was a lovely family.
Oh, good.
I held my loved ones tight, but that's my business. It was very, very nice. And I'll tell you what I did. I had that thing that I have every year. I see a part work advertised, and I think, this could be the part work for me.
Yeah.
In case you don't know what a part work is, guys, it's those magazines that you buy. Sometimes they're like, why is Roy Orbison on the news this morning? Has he died again? Anyway.
I think it's a digital re-release of some songs, and it's doing well.
Okay. I love Roy Orbison.
Okay.
It is distracting.
Anyway, what was I talking about?
You were
Part
talking
work.
about
Yes.
your part work.
Yes.
And
So a part work is like a magazine that you buy and it builds into a big 9-volume something or other.
Yes.
And they always start like $2.99. You think, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Get that next
you
week
used to get them in newspapers. Do you still get that?
in newspapers.
Yeah, you would order them via them, or you'd get them.
What you talking about, Willis?
The Sunday Times used to do it a lot.
I didn't the Sunday People
Calonetics.
do it?
I think we talked about part works.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
we
have been
did.
this time last year, would it?
Oh
we
my
talked.
God.
I tell you what we talked about. I'd bought the story of Pop, which was a part
That's
work I
right.
had as a
Yes.
young man. I bought it on
That's right.
eBay, but buying it like that in a lump is like getting a box set rather than watching the TV.
Yeah,
But
true.
it's all about the steady
The
compilation.
collecting.
Mm-hmm.
But so I bought the first part of the Batman Legend.
Oh,
So I like a bit of Batman.
yeah. And you are a legend.
I am
Yeah.
a total legend.
Yeah.
And I
How
bought.
many parts is it?
Well, they never tell you that.
Oh,
And I'll tell you what I think
82.
they do. I think if it's selling well, they just keep it going forever.
Right.
And
So some of the
of
last
course,
parts are
once
just
you've
tiny.
once you've started, because often they form a
how
picture.
long is his legend?
Wow, it'll never end.
That's a question for Google.
It is. How long is Batman's legend?
Yeah.
It all sounds
put it
a
on
bit
private browsing first.
Legend.
doesn't it?
Don't open that at work.
But I looked up what else is available at the moment in the form of Partworks. Now, bear in mind, people buy these when they after the first couple of weeks, they're like a tenner. And one of them was Build the Bismarck. So every week you get a different bit, and you build the famous German warship. People are buying.
I mean, I'd be up for that.
People are paying more than £1 for the Sunday People, and
Build the Bismarck.
bear in mind, every week it comes to the magazine about
Also,
that part.
Frank,
about
Build the Bismarck sounds like a terrible euphemism.
Yeah, it does.
I'm sorry.
It really does.
If it's the week of, say, the Rodder, the magazine must just be about the Bismarck's Rodder. I mean, how do they do that? And then there was one called Bosses of the World.
Right.
What, do you collect the buses?
I thought, I bet with this is one of the few Partworks where you don't get one for ages and then they all come at the same time. Oh, man. It really made me laugh. What about this one? The Star Wars helmet collection.
Oh, that's good.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's that full-size helmets you get every week with an accompanying magazine. At the end of it, you need a load of sort of hat pegs with all
Like
these
shelf
helmets.
space.
You need an
for your
additional
helmet
house.
display.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of the Star Wars helmets.
DC watches.
DC watches.
So they're watches and they've got like DC characters on.
Oh, okay.
But it means every week you're getting a watch. How many watches do you need? So you've been doing it for a year. You got 50 watches at home.
Yeah, and you're
Each
always
one with a magazine telling you about that watch.
You're always spending time out at your home because you're plagued by ticking. It's just 52 watches on a
I
shelf.
don't know if their batteries included. That
Oh.
wasn't made
Oh,
clear.
yeah.
Okay, I
But you
stand
don't want
corrected.
And some of it, I mean, look, I've got a Superman watch that I wear. I love DC, but I mean, it could go on for 3 years. You got 150.
Yes, it's over the top.
Come on, guys. Got another. It's another one.
When you say guys, are you addressing the makers of Partworks? Quite a specialist interest.
I'd love, though, anyone listening, first of all, can you email us an email that says test? Because I don't think we've had an email this morning. And either you've gone off us or the email isn't working. But I would love to text in if what Partworks you've experienced over the years. I would love to know that. There's another one, Zippo collection.
Oh.
Was that lighters?
Every week you get a lighter, but you also get a accompanying magazine telling you about it. What are you going to read about? About a lighter?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, also, what's week 2? Because it's
two.
still another
Week
light.
How
two.
many articles in the magazine?
Paraffin special.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
740 has texted, yes, I've seen the Fez on social media before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, have they? Okay.
I'm 60 now.
Yeah.
And one has to accept that repetition is a feature of the twilight years.
Well, someone else got in touch to say I
Have they
spent
touched base?
I spent all of 2017 imagining this was a regular-sized Fez. My reality shattered.
That's like
That's from at Agent in the East.
That's like in the days when we didn't know what radio presenters looked like at all. And then you'd see a picture of like Johnny Walker or something and think, what the...
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Perhaps we should have spent 2017, as I like to call it, calling it a mini Fez, so that people got an indication that it was not a head-sized.
Too late now.
It is too late.
Can't. I mean,
We could
what's
fix it
the
in
point?
post.
What's the point of looking back?
We
and
could go
thinking,
back
could
and
have-
fix all the podcasts.
I mean, if
at
ifs
least.
and ands was pots and pans,
True.
there'd be no need for... I don't know if this is still politically correct. I'm going to stop it there. Stopping it there.
270 has texted, hi Frank, it's Harvey. Long-time reader, first-time texter.
Not the giant rabbit.
Don't know. Don't
Okay.
know.
I don't know.
I distinctly remember my mate.
What's Harvey? do you see that rabbit?
Very good.
Thanks.
I distinctly remember my mate was subscribed to a magazine which gave an insect, brackets dead, close brackets, encased in plastic every week.
Wow.
His room ended up looking like the Silence of the Lambs by the end. Why would you want a preserved insect every week? And then he goes on to praise the show, but thank
Was
you,
it
Harvey.
called Boggs with a Z or something. It rings a
I
bell.
don't know,
that.
but I love that you're somehow familiar with it.
What about Murder
Who
Case
knew?
Book? That was a popular one.
Murder case.
Murder Case Book was a different 20th century murder every week.
Oh, I
That's
think
a
there's
lovely thing
podcasts
to
that are
read.
following a similar
I don't know what the
path.
free gifts were.
Frank, what about
No.
376? My wife got clawed in by a cake decorating series. Started at $1.99, then $9.99 every 2 weeks. We now have a whole floor-to-ceiling storage cupboard in the kitchen full of folders, decorative icing tools and gadgets. I want to move out. That's Matt in Tiptree.
Wow. I wish he'd sent that in the form of a note, but written in icing.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text us on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website, if you please.
New year, new leaf for one of our favourite characters who we haven't discussed this morning.
New leaf, as in the
turning
up.
over a new one.
Okay.
Trumpelstiltskin.
Has he turned over a new
Well, he
leaf?
hasn't. That's the problem.
Oh.
There's been. They call it a tell-all book in America. They like that phrase, a tell-all book.
Do you think he makes resolutions, Donald?
I'm not sure he has. Well, I mean, from what we can gather, I'm not sure he has the attention span for a 12-month focus.
Or do
Well,
any of us, do you?
This is this book. Fire. Is it called Fire and the Fury?
It's called Fire and Fury, which I mean,
Fire and the
immediately.
Taco Bell.
Two of the nicest Alsatians I ever owned.
Fire and Fury.
Yeah, lovely.
It doesn't
dog.
sound very presidential. Though.
No.
Fire and Fury sounds to me like it should be a chef's autobiography, like some like
Benihana.
Gordon Ramsay, like
Yeah.
some barbecue chef.
It could be Alan Sugar's, couldn't it?
Oh
He's
my
got
God,
that
that's
sort of-
you're
great,
fired.
Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he's a bit more benign, isn't he quite friendly, really. Does he
Is he?
just do
Oh,
you're
yeah.
fired because
He's quite grumpy.
I had a lovely lunch with him once,
Strange bromance.
and he began an anecdote.
Work with them all.
He
Work
began
with
an
them all.
anecdote. I remember when I signed Jurgen Klinsmann on my yacht in Monaco.
Brilliant.
Thought, we're off.
very good.
So yes, there's a book out. You must have heard about it.
Yes. And this man got quite good access, I think. Which
Wolf.
is but essentially
But
I would
can you just clear something off for me? It
Yes.
was written by a bloke called Wolf.
Michael Wolff, yes.
Who somebody described on Newsnight as a wolf in wolf's clothing.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Prowling
Has he
around
got
the
his-
White
has
House.
he got his own clothing line?
I think so. Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? If you were called Wolf, to have a clothing line. I don't mean a clothing line as in with pegs.
No.
I mean
You
stuff
mean a
that sell.
range?
A range that you called Wolf's Clothing.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
I mean, you have so
I would
many good
hire
business
Wolf from
ideas.
Gladiator to be my brand ambassador.
That's a good
Yeah.
Good
idea
to go.
too.
What
Is he
about-
still with us? I
What
don't
about
know.
when me and David Baddiel went to see Ed Wood? You know Ed Wood, the Johnny Depp film, and they reserved 3 rows at the front that was just for celebrities at the front of the circle. And the only people sitting in it by the time the film began was me, David Baddiel, and Wolf from Gladiator. So embarrassing. We didn't even sit together. Wolf sat probably 4 or 5 seats away.
Oh,
For your own
Wolf.
safety, I should think.
Well, he's a bloke and he's a
Well, I
a
suspect
big man.
Wolf looked a bit Daniel Craig in evening wear as
Right.
well. You know, he's
Yeah.
a bit too bulked up for the
Yeah,
suit.
I don't think he wore a tie though.
No.
I got a feeling
Right.
he wore
Maybe jeans and a jacket.
a Indian-style brocade Nehru jacket. I think he wore.
A frock
actually,
coat.
and I think he might
I'm a
have worn a
fan of those
turban with a
myself.
jewel and some plumage.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, over in the White House,
yeah.
so it turns out that Trumpelstiltskin, these are the things that have been, well, my favourite things that have been revealed about him. He likes a cheeseburger at 6:30 p.m. when he goes to bed. He stays in bed eating cheeseburgers.
That's made me think that if we'd known more about potential in the 70s, Elvis could have been president. Elvis being president would have had all the
wow.
madness of Trump, but with none of the unkindness, I think.
Why does he go to bed at 6:30?
Why not?
I
He's-
sort of respect him for that.
I mean, he doesn't really sleep in there. He goes in there, eats cheeseburgers, sleeps for a couple of hours a night, and mostly spends his time watching telly
He
and
has
tweeting, doesn't he?
three news channels on, And he screams at housekeeping staff who pick up his shirts from the floor. Apparently, he was heard saying, if my shirt is on the floor, it's because I want it on the floor.
Yeah, that doesn't make him sound great.
No.
I think he sounds a little petulant there.
No, but that is maybe he's saying I'm the kind of a guy who likes to clean up after myself.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. He strips his own bed. Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, he's learned from Bill
I
Clinton,
see.
at least.
Oh, it's like train spotting.
No, apparently, he eats McDonald's. That's
Yeah.
his thing, because he's worried about being poisoned.
It's
Right.
not because of that. It's because he's greedy.
Not many people eat McDonald's because they're worried about being poisoned. But yeah, so he says when you go, they don't know you're going to go there, so it's all pre-cooked, so they can't
So
suddenly
they won't know it's
right.
him.
slip something, a
Liar.
dodgy dill pickle.
Clever.
He's a greedy gruffalo. That's why he goes to Maccadee's.
But he's not obese, is he?
No, he's all right.
He's a
for
big
his age.
unit,
He's a big unit. He's slightly growing through his own hair.
which, it turns out, we've also discovered from this book why his hair's the way it is.
I love
Because
this.
he uses Just for Men, and he's too impatient. I can't even get through this. He's
love
too impatient to wait for it to take effect, which is why it looks a weird colour that it does.
So what does that mean?
Awesome.
What do you have to wait for?
You have
think
to
you have
wait
to
for it to take effect, the colour. So when you dye your hair,
Yeah.
you keep it on, let's say, for 40 minutes or whatever it
And
says.
then
And
you
obviously
rinse
after
off.
10, he gets bored and
It's like
wanders around.
When my dad was home brewing, he was like that. It never, ever went the duration. I'm amazed that in 2017, or let's call it 2018, there is a product called Just for Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That'll be over this year.
Yeah, that can't
Yeah.
be
That's
allowed
gonna
to
go.
continue.
It's going to go the way of
No.
the mistletoe, Frank.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
that called now? Mr. Alto.
I just went in these different times.
Mistletoe. The new mistletoes. I saw none this year.
No, me neither.
I should
No.
think, well, it's a court case waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Mistletoe. It's all over. Yeah, so that needs to be changed.
Yeah.
What? Just for men?
Just for men.
Yeah.
Because presumably there's no reason why women can't use it, is there?
Well, maybe because they like to look nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't bother. Oh, well, okay.
No further questions.
I'm slightly fascinated. But the bloke, I don't understand. I thought this was a man who used to be his advisor who'd written the book.
That's Steve Bannon, who is
he's
quoted in the
cooperated.
book a lot.
Oh, okay.
This man
yeah,
was
yeah.
given access for some. He was roaming the corridors of the White House for some time. He was given access,
Okay.
apparently. And Steve Bannon has cooperated, but hasn't, in inverted commas.
Okay. So
Okay.
he's
Donald Trump tactfully said that when Steve Bannon lost his job in the White House, he also lost his mind. Which, I mean,
Wow.
if he genuinely thinks that is not the bedside manner for somebody with a mental health problem, is it?
Wow. And they used to get on so well.
Whatever happened to hashtag losing one's mind? People don't say it anymore.
Do you think him and
Donald
Steve
Trump
Bannon,
still
they
does.
got on like a cross on fire?
Yeah, I think so.
The Frank Skinner Show. Listen live every Saturday morning from 8 on Absolute Radio.
525. Frank, I am a woman who used to use Just for Men to dye my hair, and it worked perfectly for me. Apart from that, I couldn't do the test on my chest hair as per the instructions.
Stick around.
That's from
That's my
Sue.
advice.
That's from Sue.
Yeah, we'll
Very
talk.
good.
I've got some tips.
Sue isn't held in by titles. I don't see why women shouldn't use it, but I'm just surprised if you're allowed to call it that. There's probably things called just for women, aren't there?
I should think so.
I don't know. But what I do know is it looks horrendous
Well, the
on
Trump hair.
Rumpelstiltskin.
It's all right.
Well,
Is it even his? Who knows?
well,
Who knows? But some of the stuff that's coming out from this book is exciting.
it's hard to do an expose on Donald Trump
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's not
everything's
like
out there.
usually it's someone. Like if you get someone like Bill Clinton, they are one thing, and then
Yes.
it turns out they're something else.
Yeah.
But there's, it's like the curtains are always open on Donald Trump.
Yes.
I'm not reading it and think, Oh, wow, so he's a bit tetchy around the White House. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Really? Not thinking that.
Although I did like this detail that apparently he hated his inauguration.
Yes.
The concept of him hating it. I hated that. Hated that.
We all have gigs like that.
Yeah. He had a bad gig.
That was the one, if you remember, when he did a sort of scripted speech.
That's why he
instead of
hated
one
it.
of his freeform things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't his best work by a mile.
Yeah.
No, but surely he has to take some responsibility for it. I mean, he was the president. He had some say in the day.
And as he said, there was some bad bookings.
Right, he couldn't get any of the stars, even though they'd been to
No.
Obama's.
That's why he hated it.
All the big stars are on the left, aren't they?
Yeah, he does seem a man driven somewhat by rivalry. So,
Do you think?
yeah, just a tad. So I think that was
It
difficult.
said on the 91
Uh-huh.
that this bloke went in after they'd announced it, and he was like a white face, like he'd seen a ghost. And his partner
Melania.
was in tears.
Yeah, it says she was devastated he won.
I seem to remember, though, it was like that in our house when I heard he'd won.
Also, the one thing that makes me dispute that version of events is the idea of him being white-faced, even for a moment. That's never happened.
That's how shocked he was. But it even transcended the fake tan and everything.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the worry, isn't it? People with the fake tan generation.
Yeah.
Somebody could die on Strictly Come Dancing and no one would know. They'd just be, you know those bits where Claudia interviews the dancers just come off and you can see the ones in the background. One of them could actually be a corpse sitting there. So much fake tan that no one would even... Anyway.
but yeah, apparently Melania was devastated he won. And I think, I mean, I'm no body language expert, but I think she
Really?
just might be a point in their marriage where anything that might remotely make him happy, she hates.
Do you really
Yes.
think they're like that?
I think so, yeah. I mean,
Sad to think it's like that.
I think my marriage is all right. You know, never be sure.
That's another trailer sorted for the show.
But even then,
As they say, you're always out there.
I still think there's a healthy amount of glee in my wife. Like when I say, "Oh, see you later," and give her a kiss, and she knows that she's wearing a lip balm that I hate the taste of. And there's just a little bit of nah, like. So if I was Donald Trump,
You've cleaned
if
that
I was
out.
as
You've
horrible,
cleaned that anecdote up a bit.
if I was as horrible as Donald Trump,
Yeah.
and I
If
did
I was
something
as
like,
horrible as Donald Trump, would be a very good essay competition for young children.
Yeah.
on my desk a week on Monday
Yeah.
Okay.
12:15.
Yeah, I think there is that. I remember
definitely think
the
there's
most I've ever seen Kath, who is my partner, in case you're listening to this show as part of your New Year's resolution.
Oh yeah.
The most I've ever seen her laugh was we were sitting in St Mark's Square in Venice, and I had a big lump on my head from when I'd been bitten by a mosquito. And as she spoke to me, another mosquito landed on that lump, and not bitten, but whatever they do, injected me again, and it just got a bit bigger.
Yes.
And she was literally lying flat out, and St Mark's Square, she was laughing that much.
Yeah.
And that is true. I can't see. I don't know, Melania. It feels like a very sort of cool customer. I can see her. I
Yes.
can imagine her neither laughing nor crying.
Well, actually, they've disputed that she was unhappy on the night. A spokesman has said.
Oh, thank goodness.
A spokesperson has said she was, quote,
goodness.
very happy, unquote.
But he told her...
Sorted.
But they did add that gritted teeth emoji.
Is there a gritted teeth emoji?
There is, yeah.
Yes, there is one. One of my favourites.
Yeah, mine too.
Is there an
Gets
expression?
a lot of usage on wine.
Is there an expression not covered by emojis?
Oh, there it is.
What's on his phone?
That's an emoji come through. Oh, hold on. It's my
Siri!
my Siri.
It's got Siri on.
One of the
given
problems
me,
with leaving the phone on is that you can't be rhetorical.
It's giving me some information about American pronunciation.
Oh, that's handy during a live radio show.
Yeah, where did that come from? It's on silent as well. Siri, will we have to pay now? Siri,
don't
been
think
part
so.
of the show.
I don't think. Hang on, does Siri get
There
a
are four
performance
of
fee?
us in this relationship.
Yeah.
Well, as It's the serious thing that's ever happened.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
You're still discussing Fire and Fury.
You are.
The can I just say your very catchable habit of saying "you are" almost got me in trouble at the Christmas break.
Oh, did it?
When with a conversation with my mother-in-law and wife, one of them described the turkey as a big old bird. And I had to bite a hole in my own hand. So thanks for that, Frank.
You can always text me if you feel the need to say that, because I won't be offended at all.
No, it's fine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, also according to this book, there's a lot of stuff about him meeting with the Russians and what his family meeting with her. So they go on about this, but there was a time when the way you sort of defined a right-wing person in America was that they went on and on about how much they hated the Russians.
Indeed.
This is progress, isn't it?
Yeah.
There aren't that many foreigners he'll actually speak to.
You say progress, some say treason.
Well,
It's
treason.
Potato, patata, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, but
He likes a bit of treason.
it's good
fun,
that
isn't
he's talking to some people from overseas, at least.
They're lovely people.
I think that's the way. I think that should be encouraged. Well, we don't. I mean, as you know, I am
Definitely.
very fascinated by Russia in all its aspects.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's fine to be intellectually fascinated, but not if you're...
With
Well,
old
maybe that's what he is.
His father-in-law
Maybe
is
he talks to
running
them
for-
about
Yes.
Dostoevsky.
You think?
I love Frank's idea of what Russia's like. Based on
And also Donald Trump is like...
Dostoevsky.
Yeah, a man who's apparently never read a book or displayed any interest in any.
That's the other thing. He's never read a book. Yeah, he doesn't. Well, they described him, they said he's never read a book, and they described him as semi-literate. I suspect they would have called semi.
He's written
Yeah.
a book, though.
Has he?
Semi.
Yeah,
Semi-literate. That's how they say it.
Yeah,
Somebody else
semi-literate.
wrote it for him. This is the art of the deal, yeah?
Oh, it's so when
famous
they said he'd
80s.
seen a ghost,
Yeah, he has
actually seen a ghostwriter.
Yes, exactly. Exactamundo.
Okay. And it said, did you read this? This was the sauciest bit in
No,
there.
because I've never read a book and I'm
He lost-
semi-literate.
He
There's a
likes,
saucy bit in
he
there.
likes pursuing the wives of
yes.
friends.
Yes.
And we'll sometimes
wives-
do like a conference call and speak to the husband in front of the wife.
I mean,
I mean, awful.
but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he wouldn't be a good leader. Remember the poster? John Terry, Captain Leader Legend. Just saying, there's a precedent as well as a president.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
One of the things was that they think Ivanka might be become the next president or something.
Oh,
Yes.
I love this news. For anybody who is enjoying the constant political soap opera that is the Donald Trump, knowing that there's going to be a season 8, the Ivanka years, is so exciting.
It's like a spin-off series. It's like the
Yes.
Sarah Jane Adventures.
Oh
Yeah.
man, isn't it good news? I genuinely felt a little bit happier on reading that bit.
And I like that it's aimed at the slightly younger, the millennials. It's aimed at the slightly
Right.
younger generation.
Yeah, so it'll have like Snapchat and it'll have stuff
It'll
in
just
it.
be
You know,
different story arc.
Yeah, great image, though, her as a president, do you think?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
What a stamp that'll be. I'm surprised he hasn't come up with the idea of a new Mount Rushmore
Oh yeah,
with him on it.
that'd be good.
Because they abandoned that idea quite early, didn't they, Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, did they run out of space, or is there
Was
more
Lincoln
mounts?
Lincoln the
there
last
more
one?
Yeah, what happened? Did they just think, I can't be bothered? Too much on.
If only they'd stuck with all the mountains in America who got presidents' faces on.
If anyone has answers to this, can you try and text or tweet us rather than email, because we might not see it.
Boy, have we got email, that continuing email problem?
We've got
problems.
continuing email issues.
2018, we
Yeah.
can't get an
No.
email
I
through.
know, right?
There are
It's a time of Snapchat and
Yeah.
boffins are on the
yeah,
case.
flapjack.
Yeah.
I'm on flapjack at the moment. A lot of kids don't go on it because it's got knots.
Yeah.
Are you on Snapchat, Frank?
You don't.
I just wanted to ask you that.
I'm on Snapchat, but it's actually it's like one of these chat rooms where you talk about snap tactics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for really. I play
High-level
I play a
players.
lot of competitive snap.
Right.
I once won $80,000 at a game in Florida.
Oh, bet your hand hurt the following week,
Yeah.
though. All that snapping.
The coincidence was I was playing with someone who also won $80,000.
Really?
Snap. I said to him,
And then you got it all.
yeah,
Wow, you're good.
weird.
That is good.
Is there a higher level of snap?
Oh, I should imagine.
What, like a sort of poker type thing?
Yeah, where people
It'd be
when the-
hilarious if people took it really seriously with whiskey and
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Like when the dogs play pool in that,
Right,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
painting. When
Yeah.
they wear those like shaded things that they wear, like a sunshade, but they wear them
They're
indoors.
visors on them.
Visors. That's
You
right.
mark
yeah.
my words, we're going to have somebody that listens to the show text in and say, look, I take Snap very seriously. I play at county level. We're going to have it. It's going to
I
happen.
You think
hope that.
so?
I
I'm
hope
sure of
that's
it.
True. And then someone else who also plays it comes down and says,
Yeah.
Snap.
Hey, if it works once, use it again, Frank.
I'd
Why
like
not?
it if they did normal games.
Wow, the internal Snap references gone through the ceiling.
I'd like it though, Frank, if in one of those smoke-filled poker rooms they played like a Guess Who or like a Ludo or something.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why does it always have to be poker? I don't like that.
I
don't
don't know. I
understand.
think the dogs are playing pool. Obviously, the chances of dogs putting together a poker game is
It's too
This
difficult.
is true,
too
yeah.
far-fetched.
Too
A
difficult.
bit of Cluedo or Hungry
For
Hippo.
a hand of cards is not a paw of cards, is it? You can imagine them gripping the pool cue, but not.
Can
not
you imagine them
seven,
gripping a pool cue?
I can, yeah, because I've seen the picture. Haven't you seen the picture?
My,
Yeah, I've
my Ray would struggle.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
I have a problem that one of the dogs just clearly hasn't got any trousers taken off. And he's leaning over playing a long shot, and I think, oh, God, I wouldn't want to lean on that table after
No,
him.
you're right.
Well, you say that. You're a fan of Paddington.
That's
He doesn't
true.
wear any undercrackers.
Well, he wears a coat in the film.
He wears a coat.
Love the film. by
I
the
went
way.
to see Paddington too.
Oh, love
It's
it.
meant to be excellent.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, yeah.
I've seen the first one.
Well, the thing is, I hadn't seen the first one, so I thought, we can't really see the second one.
I think it's better than the first.
This is what
one,
people
dare I
say.
it?
Well, I
What was it like? Good team leader?
it was good. What?
Good team leader.
Oh, okay.
That's the Alan Sugar question.
Oh, is it?
In The Apprentice, he says every
I
week.
thought John Terry had comment. I liked it, but I nagged at me. I hadn't seen the first. Did I tell you? I went into a second-hand bookshop and I bought an autobiography of Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And I went up to the counter, and the bloke said to me, "Did you like the first volume?" Well, of course, I hadn't noticed it was the second volume.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, I haven't actually read the first volume." And he went, "Ooh." Like it was a real, like I'd committed some
Oh.
terrible...
Yeah.
I don't like this bookseller.
No.
No.
I thought, stay out of it. What's it got to
Did
do
you like
with
Paddo too?
Paddo 2? Yes, I did. I think they should have called it Platform 2.
Oh, nice.
Come on,
That
Paddington
would've worked.
Platform. But no,
Yeah.
people don't. No one asked.
You have so many good ideas, don't you?
It did make me think when
Wasted.
I watched it that if there was a bear in central London, it would be shot dead in minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ifs. If
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
if a bear
They
went-
wouldn't even. They wouldn't even.
No, I don't think.
Put it to sleep. What's those things when you
The
put?
darts.
Tranquilizer.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't even tranquilise it in
No.
case it
No.
killed 3 people before it finally went down.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
It would be. It wouldn't last. You wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Also, I've seen the bears at the zoo. They barely come out. They can't be bothered to come out.
no.
He's not going to get. They're not going to have the initiative to
No,
get
he's-
a coat on and a hat.
But he's
and-
gregarious,
yeah.
Paddington. I thought it was great.
It's brilliant. And
That's
I had
what
a
I
weird
thought.
moment where I thought Ben Whishaw is perfect as Paddington, you know, because he does the...
Is he?
Oh, and then I thought...
I
hang
don't
on.
really know Paddington. I don't even know what Paddington
Well,
is.
He's my
this is
hero.
exactly my thought. I thought, hang on, how could he be perfect? He's playing the voice of a bear. Like, I mean, none of them.
Well, it's like I used to
It's
pride
ridiculous.
myself on my pterodactyl impression. But I don't know. I've no idea. As I've said many times, they might well go, we don't know.
We don't
But
know.
and his sister, Paddington's sister, Victoria, is in it.
Oh.
And his brother, Liverpool Street. No, I made that up.
Yes, I thought you did.
But
Trevor.
it was really very, very enjoyable.
He's changed the hat, though. It
Good.
did used to be... Yes, the Paddington hat used to be a bit Jiminy Cricket, sort of pressed up
yes.
against...
Jimmy Cricket.
Jimmy Cricket. Sorry, I always get that wrong. Jimmy Cricket comic. And now
Yeah.
it's a bit more Malcolm McLaren, sort of 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Buffalo hat.
But,
Yeah.
can I
He looks
just
like he's
clear-
going to a Stone Roses gig now,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Can I clear up this, Ben?
Wishaw.
Wishaw.
Well, because I don't
Bless you.
know how they is it an animated thing or is there someone inside it?
No, I think he's
He's
the voice.
CGI with a
He's the
voiceover.
voice.
So it's all CGI.
It's all
the actual-
CGI, yeah.
So they're playing
believe
to.
so.
There's like a chair there, and they're talking to that.
I think so.
There's a
Oh,
green
it's-
thing, yeah.
It's that kind of acting.
Whoa, there goes their Oscar.
No, I think I'm sure it's very difficult. Andy Serkis
sound
must
good.
have been absolutely furious that he wasn't in that bear thing.
I think he was probably looking at a table with 7 different bear
Andy
offers and Paddington was
Serkis,
just...
Mr. See My animated acting role. I bet he's changed his agent. And he changed him as Top Cat.
The Frank Skinner Show on Absolute Radio. Back Saturday morning from 8. Tune in live for the full Frank experience.
Absolute Radio.
848
Come on.
has texted, "Hi Frank and the gang. Whatever happened to the corner shop standers, the people who'd stand and chat next to the shopkeeper all day and make passing comments on what customers were buying?
I hate those people.
Like, oh, you having a whisper, are you? That sort of thing.
I just, you know what I do with those? You still see them occasionally. They're a bit judgy McJudge, aren't they?
I don't really know those
I do
people.
those. But you know, you're walking. It's normally in a sort of local shop where you're just going in to buy milk or something.
Yeah.
And they'll
Yeah.
say, "Sorry, go ahead," and I'll think, "No, get out of my way.
Oh,
Just go
I
ahead. I
do
don't
that.
want you witnessing."
They're from
My
the,
exchange.
They're from the same social grouping as the friend of the bus driver.
Yeah.
Stands
Very
at the
similar.
front, who stands back to let you get past.
They might be the same
And I think,
person.
no, move along.
My mate of the bus driver. It's all right. I'm all right.
It's a bit self-appointed VIP status.
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, you know, it's great to have contacts in life, but friend of the bus driver, come on, you're better than that, can't
Aim higher.
you? Yeah, come on.
Raise your bar.
Could you be the friend of a cab driver just sitting in the front of it?
Or a tube driver, but then you'd have the door in between you.
Yeah, I mean, no
Not
one would
true.
really notice that, though, would they? 'Cause you don't go in where the driver is.
Well, also, you'd just be shouting into the ether.
Oh, yeah.
So you
It's
don't
not
really
good fun.
You don't want to shout into the ether.
see the odd mouse. That's about it. How do they live? They must all be deaf.
What, the mice?
Those mice that
Mice.
live on the tube.
Yeah, but they're celebrities in their own right. Because people get quite excited when they see them. They
That's
go,
true.
"Oh my God, look, there's a mouse!
That
Oh my
is-
God,
that is
there's
true.
a mouse!"
Yeah. There's a mice. Yeah, they
I
get
thought we
so
could let that
they go
pass.
excited.
Pigeon
that-
English. It's a tourist she's
I
playing.
find that grammar is often the first victim when there's excitement.
Frank.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text the show on 81215 or follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio. Them's your options.
Thank you very much.
It's all right.
Frank, we haven't discussed this morning. I'd like to know what you both got for Christmas. Because I'm a nosy so-and-so.
I had matching, me and Boz, my 5.5-year-old son, we got matching woolen hats. Very
Oh, how cute.
brightly coloured, I'll show you actually.
Oh, lovely.
Got one in my pocket. It's
It's
good for radio.
Okay.
Maybe you
this
can
is
describe
great.
it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Wow.
lovely and bright.
It's
That-
nice. It's
Yeah.
sort of. I think
I'm going to
it's
call
nice wearing it with your child. It's a bit like having a Jeremy Kyle paternity test T-shirt
it. Yes.
on.
Very bright is what it is.
It is very bright, but you know, the dark nights
They are.
It's a good thing to have at both ends of the age
Winter is
scale.
coming.
It's predominantly lime green for the radio audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a neon-y green
Sort of a high-vis green.
with an orange and
There's a lot of
got-
high-vis
and a deep
colours in
blue
it.
stripe. in
But I
there.
like it. Kat took a picture of me and him. We were just standing together wearing the same hats. It's very moving.
Lovely.
There's nothing like shared headgear between a father and a son, in my opinion.
I love it.
Unless you're doing one of those brain transference things they do in sci-fi movies.
Mhm.
And then he
I hate that.
ends up talking about, the 1970s. And I end up going on about Paddington 2. Actually, that wouldn't be that different from what's just happened.
What did you get, Al?
Well, I got various things of.
Okay, what did you get?
Because we know that's what I want to get on to.
No.
Oh, dear.
I want to know
You want-
at least one of your
Okay.
various things.
Well, I'm not going to go for the big ticket items. I will tell you
Big
a thing
ticket?
I'll tell you a thing that I genuinely get pleasure of, and
Is that
it's
a thing?
I've never heard of a big ticket item.
big
before.
ticket item
Is it a
is
bit
a big
like
thing.
a car key tapper?
Is it a big like the big check you get if you raise money for
It is a
charity
bit
or
like that.
won the ball?
Well, you know there are sort of banner headlines of your Christmas
Oh,
where you
okay.
talk about the high value stuff. But
Oh, so you had some biggies.
I think I did all right, yeah. But I people mock.
Hat's not starting to look so great now, is it?
Can I just say?
I don't know.
Feeling a bit less
No,
pleased
let
with
me
your hat.
finish.
Yeah, but I did all right. The idea of Christmas spoken of as if it's stocks and shares.
Oh, buckle up, everyone. It's going to be a bumpy morning.
Well, all I was going to do was say that a lot of people mock the idea of receiving socks for Christmas, and I want to just put out there that I love socks for Christmas, and I've offered this as a life hack to many men of a similar age to me, that if you tell people that you would like socks for Christmas, you get a higher quality sock than you would buy yourself.
I think that's true.
And I think, like, my
So
in-laws
true.
would get me, they got me some really cool socks, nice, bamboo, comfy. I wouldn't have spent that
Bamboo?
dollar on my sock. Bamboo
Bamboo
socks.
sock, bit hot, scratchy.
I got some
Never
soft.
heard- What are bamboo socks?
Got some happy socks, which
Hang on,
I'm not
what
sure
are
the
bamboo socks?
not
What a
sure they're
happy
quite
sock.
appropriate for me.
Are you sure these are socks?
Honestly, you tell people that you want socks and you get a better quality of sock than you would buy yourself. I mean, me, if it
Daisy,
was
the
left to me,
producer, it got me a leg
Okay.
warmer.
I'd get like 5 black pairs of Donny from All Sports or something like that for a quid.
I've never known anyone with so many socks brand names at their fingertips. Wow, I can't name a sock.
You can be on board.
Bed,
That's all
bed.
you wear.
Bed,
Bed sock, weather
that's it.
sock.
Weather sock, yeah.
Burlington.
Nice.
Oh, they're good.
Oh, I thought.
wouldn't have
I've
known
never
that.
seen such enthusiasm from
Burlington
you.
Pringle, they're nice.
Burlington sock.
They're
No,
lovely.
no, Burlington.
Yeah,
I've
you
had-
do. I'll
I've
show
had
you
some of
the
those
print.
last year.
What about when Daisy producer got me leg warmers for Christmas?
That's nice. Is that what
Lovely.
you want to talk about?
And then no.
I'm sensing that
I
you've
did
got a bit of
I
momentum
did the flash
behind you.
dance. I recreated the
Did
flash
you?
dance panel scene for her. It was great.
Wow.
That's not what I want to talk about. But I think the fez is loitering.
The fez has
Whoa.
arrived.
I've got
so,
something to say though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, pre-fez or
Post fez.
post-fez? Okay,
Tease
we'll
it.
go into
Okay.
the... I've got a big Dalek book as well,
Nice.
just in case you're
There's
wondering.
no bamboo sock
It's a
though.
big ticket item.
No. Well,
I think.
it was hardback,
Yeah.
as are most Daleks.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So we're talking about Christmas. I would like to share an incident with you.
Just before you begin, can
Okay.
we just discuss
Oh, yes.
the many, many texts that we've just received to this show when I was mocked and derided for owning bamboo
Yeah.
socks, and now the world has spoken and it has said, Alan, you're absolutely right. Bamboo socks are awesome.
No, but I thought you meant bamboo sock. I thought it was like Man in the Iron Mask.
That's what I thought.
What,
If
like
the
leg
man-
calipers?
If
or
the
something?
Man in the Iron Mask had been set in Malaysia instead of Paris, that's what it would have been, a bloke in a cell who was forced to wear bamboo socks.
Well,
The anguish and pain of it.
You're
Many-
so right, Al. 064, I concur with Alan on the bamboo sock. Once you
Nothing,
go
nothing
bamboo,
about bed.
you never go back. Rather pitifully, I now look forward to putting my socks on in the morning.
Wow.
Bamboo socks straight off the radiator. Thank you, 064.
What
I
like
hate clothes on the radio.
that guy is #winning. The only fly in the ointment is 021. I agree with Alan. I love new socks, although my wife has on several occasions bought me not very good socks, thus ruining the new sock experience. I'm tempted to not read the name Phil from Preston, just in case Mrs. Phil from Preston hears it. But
Yes.
What she's done, she's got a 5-pack or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm thinking. And
Yeah.
then, when there's almost no elastication in the top.
Oh, yeah. Maybe even black fluff that sticks on the toes, that sort of cheap
that
sock
can be
experience.
embarrassing in the Pilates class.
956, great for walking and skiing. Sorry, great for walking and skiing. Love bamboo socks.
Well,
It says
I've
love
never
Rachel,
even heard of them.
but I think it must be a Hugo.
If there's anyone listening from Bamboo, don't send us any free ones because we can afford to buy our own. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
Well, I don't want anyone to think that we're doing this to get free socks.
Whoa.
I don't want free socks.
Whoa.
Stick your free socks.
Alan's upset about this because, as you know, he likes a big ticket gift.
He does.
Now, talking of which, I don't particularly care about a big ticket gift. If I like something, I'll buy it myself.
Good for you.
All the ladies. But the thing is, something unfortunate can happen when you get what I call a gift deficit situation, which is when you have spent, I'm going to name prices here, £67. I know, it was a lot. I overspent.
Yeah.
But this is an old friend of mine. It's a good friend. Obviously, I can't name the person. It'd be Mortificado.
You're not telling
do
me
you want us to
that
guess?
Tom Ford soap for 70 quid.
I'll tell you the situation.
Can I say I stink of 40?
Oh, good. I bought Frank some 4D.
Oh, nice.
Get on with it.
Yeah. Lots
Good,
of lather.
excellent.
Oh, the lather.
So, Frank, I bought somebody something
For £67.
pretty generous. There were 2 items, a scarf in a sort of, it's not quite cashmere, I think it was wool, but it was nice. I'm going to say that was around the £48 mark.
I think Not Quite Cashmere would be a good memoir title.
I love that. And then I thought, I'll buy something else. Just to sort of bulk it out a bit.
Okay.
So, you know those salted caramel truffles? They're actually quite expensive.
Yeah, nice.
So they're probably around the £15 mark.
Okay, so
Crestats,
it's a
maybe.
scarf and
The truffles. Okay.
Okay.
It's quite a nice present.
Lovely.
Frank's already-
be a great snowman present. You'd use the truffles for the facial
You're
features.
right. You're right.
And then the birds, who I have a hard time often in the winter, can eat
They do.
its face.
Yes.
And the sugar will get them through the tougher periods of winter. And it's got a lovely scarf on.
Yeah.
Christmas is all about caring, isn't it?
I thought
Here
that
on
was a
Absolute.
nice package.
What'd you get back?
Tidy
That's what
little
we want.
pack. Do you want to know what I got
You're
back?
really
Can I
taking
just
your
stop you?
time
Would
about
it be a
this.
good idea
What'd you
for a
get back?
gift, a snowman package, which was like a pipe and some coal?
Yeah.
And
Well, you didn't like my waistcoat idea for the snowman.
no, I don't like that because so the armpits on a snowman are such a complication.
I know, you went a bit, yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to do that next year, snowman kit, to our friends in the north.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, carry on.
That's
now.
all right.
What
So,
did you
it all
get
builds the tension.
What did you get back?
I got back,
Stiff with stress here.
a little travel set of hand creams, which in itself sounds fine. I mean,
No.
you know, a bit late Queen
I don't
Mother.
know
But,
but what
really? Do I have pterodactyl hands? Thank you. Gardenia. Oh, I feel so young. So, Frank, that in itself, that's fine.
Okay.
I can handle that, except when they've left the price on.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what's not a good sign, when you feel underneath the travel set and you can feel there's 2 price tags on it, 2
Oh,
stickers. Reduzione.
Hashtag thrifty, though. Good for
Hashtag
them.
Reduzione.
TK
Do you want
Maxx.
to know what they spent on me? Do you want to guess?
$8.99.
Alan?
$4.99.
$6.99.
Oh, Alan did that thing of spoiling it by going too loud. I hate it when people do that.
Do I
And guess
look?
how old he is? 85. Well, no, he's 78.
you
But
do
even
that.
so,
I think you do the same thing you've just described on purpose, though.
Now, do I
Bit of
look
fun.
like I'm really not a 99 type girl? For
and
a
also
start.
hand cream. When do you apply hand cream?
I mean, look at me. I'm not a hand cream type.
But I've got hand cream that I got. I did the Graham Norton show. You get hand cream as a thank you.
Oh, do you?
Oh, of course you do.
But when do you put it on last thing at night so you get to bed with slimy hands? Or if you put them on in the morning, I put it on, I couldn't get out the bedroom. Couldn't turn the handle.
I
When
find
do you
lady
put it on?
bosses sometimes do it in meetings. I've
Oh,
noticed
yeah, yeah.
ladies do it. The producer's nodding.
Lazy bosses, is that
Lady bosses.
are those tables that you... Oh, lady bosses.
Yeah.
I was thinking of a lazy
Anyway, I just
Susan.
thought the $6.99. I mean, I'm not saying the friendship's ruined.
But one
but
doesn't
Things
give...
aren't looking so good.
One
You are
doesn't
talking about it
give.
on the radio.
One doesn't give in order to receive, am I right?
Oh.
That's what we say in the S&M community. Oh, see that then? Not only have I got the fares, but the university-educated producer just pointed at it with a biro in case I hadn't seen it in my dotage.
You're listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
We've lit up the switchboard with the discussion of bamboo socks, but we're not going to go back into that.
No, let's not go back.
We've
into
also
that,
had a
honestly.
text from 150. I like that Emily didn't name the person, but named the gifts. Surely said person will know now and feel shame at the lack of cash they spent. Well, well done, Poirot. I think that's what Emily wanted.
Yeah,
from-
imagine if that happened. How awful that would be. I think my issue with said
No one ever
recipient...
says "well done, Poirot" at the end of Poirot. Well done, Poirot. Thank you,
I
sir.
think my issue was that the said character didn't lance the boil. So had this happened with you, Alan Cochrane, or you, Frank Skinner, I think you might have picked up on the deficit.
I think I would have spent 90 minutes with you
Yeah.
joking about how my present was worth £3
Exactly.
and yours was worth
And Frank
50.
Skinner would have made some Birmingham reference.
But would it be better or worse if it was the other way around? Would you feel embarrassed and ashamed if you'd bought?
Never going to happen. Never going to spend $6.99 on a present.
Okay.
No, I think I would have maybe referenced it. I think I would have got it out into the open.
Right.
Look, but it seems there are people who've suffered worse indignities. For example, the real Joe H. I once got a present from my sister-in-law, a bottle of shampoo for hair like straw, written on the front of it, #nice. And Cindy Patterson says, my daughter bought her friend a set of 5 smellies for Christmas. For her following birthday, her friend gave her back 1/5 of the gift.
Oh no, that is you've got to keep. So if you're of the regifting mind, you've
Yeah.
got to keep records.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Otherwise, you are liable to drop yourself right. in.
Only the keen diarist can be a keen regifter. That's
Yes.
what I reckon. That's one
Lovely.
of my catchphrases, in fact.
That's a
I
lovely.
absolutely love
I
that.
don't get to use it very often.
If
but
ever you
I
do-
really
that
like
is
it,
one of them.
Al.
If
I
ever
really,
you do
I really...
any embroidery,
yeah.
I'd love that over my bed.
Yeah, and I was going to do it as an antimacassar.
Have
Yeah.
that along with your radio, Frank, above your bed.
Antimacassar. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
I'm worried about getting Brill cream on it.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
It's easily done.
You know who else we have to talk about this week?
Mm.
It's, I'm gonna say it.
Let me think. who would that be?
The no fooling legend who was on a Ryanair flight and was filmed, got
Oh,
impatient with the delay. I think it was
Oh,
Malaga
yeah.
that they were in, and
They'd landed, hadn't they? It's one of those
They'd
when they
landed.
land and they won't let you off the plane.
I think
Yeah.
they'd been an hour delayed in London, flown to where they were going, and then they were half
They were
an
from
hour just sat
Stansted,
there.
yeah.
And this legend thought, I'm just going to get out of this plane on the emergency exit, and then ended up,
Fernando del Valle Villalobos.
bless you. But let me tell my story.
That's his name.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I'm always good on names.
It sounded
Frank.
like you lost interest towards the end.
Well, I forgot the name and I had to look at it.
And climbed out of the plane. Climbed out of the plane whilst it was moving.
I mean,
well,
that's
not whilst
quite-
it was moving, while it was sat there.
I mean,
that
he
would have been
opened,
a real
actually,
stop.
I wouldn't have thought you could open the emergency door and when it's landed
It-
like that.
He
Most
climbed
people-
out like the Twilight Zone when
Yes.
there's the Yeti on the wing.
No,
Is
no.
that Yeti? What is
no,
it?
No,
Frank?
it's like a little gremlin type
Oh, is it?
thing.
Okay.
Yes, that's William Shatner.
Yes.
Is,
yeah.
is the passenger, looks out of the window and there's like a little monster thing on the wing
Don't
messing
know the
about with
Twilight
one of
Zone.
the engines as well. Whoa! A little bit frightening. Well, they had landed, as you say.
They
Yes.
had, but then he was sort of sat there for a bit, I think, is the outcome.
Well, when I read about this, if you see an aeroplane when it's landed. You know, when you walk out across the tarmac, the wings are quite high.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to jump off a wing even when it's on the ground.
What I liked about this story most of all is that he wasn't a sort of 25-year-old follow the bear, Google it, lad on a stag break. He was a 57-year-old man. And I think that I had a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
Because of that, because I felt it might have been a considered, mature decision.
I like that he was a free
for him
thinker.
because sometimes you think that only the young can do silly things.
Yes, I think you're right.
Well,
I
was
think
it
nice to
silly?
know that.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was. In the way, it was quite a bold thing to do.
I mean, it wouldn't happen to me because as hand luggage, I always take a little inflatable ramp.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when I was stuck on the wing, I would have just slid down.
What I do is I take helium in my hand luggage and I fill the life jacket with that.
Nice.
So if I need to get off the wing when
Just
it's
glide
landed, I
down.
can just hover.
Nice.
That'd be great if you could do
Yeah.
that. Do you think that's one of the few gas cylinders they'd let you take on an aeroplane? Helium. Because they might be glad of that if there was engine problems.
Oh, we'll probably get a text suggesting it.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Can we just clear something up, Al?
We've had a fair few correcciones. It wasn't William Shatner in that Twilight Zone episode. It was the guy out of National Lampoons, I think.
John Lithgow, they're saying. Can we
Now,
please...
listen.
Come on, Frank. Could you
Listen.
explain?
Yeah, listen up,
That
people.
is... They made a film of 2 or 3 of the best stories from it. And
Right.
John
The original
Lithgow's in
Twilight
that.
Zone.
Take it from me, William Shatner is the passenger in the original Nightmare at
1963, if you want to know the
Yeah.
date. Thank you
So,
very much for asking.
You know, it's black and white old telly thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make
Good.
that clear.
Really glad
That's
we've
like
cleared that
saying
up.
Margaret Thatcher was never the Prime Minister because Thingy May is the
Theresa
Prime
May, yeah, exactly.
Is it?
Come later. No, it's nothing like that.
Oh,
Take
okay.
it all back.
Hi, Frank, Emily and the Cockerel. Re-gifts. My friend received half of a Cruet set last year for Christmas as
Which
her
half?
main...
I just want to know which half.
A
Salt
salt
or pepper?
pot.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
As a main gift from a relative. No pepper pot this year, though.
I think, to be
Jules.
fair, I think that's better than if she just got the pepper.
Why?
Because salt's a more basic thing.
All right.
I think pepper, then you really miss the salt. The salt's really absent. Whereas you can imagine salt on its own.
But if you gave the person the pepper, they might just think that the gift giver already thinks you're quite a salty individual.
Oh, I love a salty phrase. What about sherry? What happened to it's the
Sherry's a good present.
thought? She says, what happened to it's the thought that counts? Well, it turns out it's me that counts. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, I see. You think that you're getting backlash for
Yeah.
your materialism.
Haters
yeah,
gonna
That's
hate.
a shame.
And what's happened to thought generally in the modern world? Anyway.
Oh, stop with the John Lithgow. We've explained it.
Well, here's a question I'd like you to... it's definitely William Shatner now. Shut
Yes.
up.
Shut up
If
to
you
the
went
listenership.
out...
of the radio show that we're doing.
If you went out... if you went out onto a wing like
Yes.
that after a flight, I don't know how long does it take, that Malaga thing.
And 90 minutes.
Would
maybe.
it be like if you go on a long
2
drive and the windscreen's covered in dead...
Oh, right.
Would
Oh,
it be
yeah.
covered in dead insects and
Oh, yeah.
dead birds, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe it's all... Could you do... You know when you do like snow angels and you lie on your back? Could you
Right.
do that in innards? Lie on it and make like big blood smears to form a big red-winged angel.
Enjoy your
could you do
breakfast,
that?
ladies and gentlemen.
You don't think you could do that?
No.
I don't know. I don't think they're constantly flying through life forms, these aeroplanes, are they?
Also, there's a joke in this story which I've got in kit form at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one of our readers can help out. Because it's Ryanair and there's a bloke on the wing.
Oh, right.
Now, there used to be a famous Man United song that went Ryan Giggs, running down the wing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be a Ryanair
Yeah.
something with this.
Yeah.
It's one of those that once you've thought of the idea, I can't be bothered to build it.
No.
I'd have been rubbish with Build the Bismarck part work. But it's also terrible. I don't know if you know that song, but it goes on to say, it's based on the old Robin Hood television.
Yeah.
Thing. It goes on, feared by the Blues, loved by the Reds.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Giggs, Ryan Giggs, Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Now, the original song was feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood. So obviously
there's another
good and
rhyme.
Hood.
Yeah. There's a rhyme missing.
Reds and Giggs.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Frank, Ian Angle has been in touch to say, not sure what insects you think fly at 35,000 feet.
Well, I don't know. Besides, I believe planes have to make their way to 35,000 feet.
Oh, yeah.
They don't.
You think during the up and down moment they're
They
just
don't
flying
jaunt.
through insect and bird clouds?
Yeah, they must do, haven't they? They've got to make their
They
way
must.
through the. They're not in hyperspace.
Yeah.
True.
As my mum
Look,
used
I
to
don't
say,
know.
good thinking, Batman.
I'm speculating.
Good thinking about.
My mum
Oh, you
once said
better
that.
thinking about me part work.
Oh yeah. 188 has texted, "Hi crew, I regifted." Can I just say hats off to Hi crew? I regifted.
Isn't that a 14-syllable poem?
Very good. I regifted a Christmas present to my friend whose birthday is just after Christmas. She loved it so much she posted it on Facebook for the person who originally gave it to me to see. Horrified, I tried to delete the post, but it was too late. Now I track all regifts.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Like I
I
said,
think
you've got to
it-
be a keen diarist.
You know what? I
otherwise-
think it's 17 syllables.
that.
Haiku.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
nagging
don't
at
bother
me.
texting in.
Oh no, don't text in with your haiku corrections.
Oh,
Life's
Yeah.
too short.
So
is
am I.
that one?
Sorry?
Is that one? Don't text in with your haiku corrections.
Life's too short. That's a haiku. Don't text
A very
in with
fine
your
one.
haiku corrections. Life's too short. No,
Oh.
few
just
hours.
short. But I'll work
It
it
would
up
have
for
been
next
amazing
week.
if it had been.
Oh, just if one could just
Yeah.
spit out haiku like that.
Yeah. It wouldn't be an art, would it?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's been a lovely to get back after the Christmas break. Thanks for all your responses to the part works texting. So thanks for that. Okay, so look, if the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back again this time next week. Now get out.
You're listening to the Frank Skinner podcast from Absolute Radio. Want your Frank fix a little sooner? Listen live every Saturday from 8 a.m. on Absolute Radio. Across the UK on digital radio, mobile apps, and in London and the South East on 105.8 FM.
Absolute Radio.